Enter the realm of KSBM Radio's creation. Student-led from inception to narration. Crafting content from dawn until dusk. All students involved in the work and the fuss. In the heart of Townview where voices reside. Student-led discussions where ideas collide. From interviews with leaders, peers, and businesses. Just watch us work, creating innovative content. Every aspect managed with student finesse. From podcast production to social media press. No task too daunting, no challenge too grand. KSBM Radio, we taking a stand. KSBM Radio, students leading the way. Every task idea, we seize the day. Witness now as all of our efforts break through. KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
Come closer to the music.
Broadcasting live from Marvin E. Robinson School of Business and Management, Dallas, Texas.
My radio station.
We are KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
And welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. I'm your host, Blossom, and I'm here with my co-hosts,
Ruby,
Juan,
Arup.
Today we continue our special TMC 30 and SBM 50 alumni series. Throughout the year, we are celebrating Townview graduates who are making a real difference, and our guest today is a perfect example. Joining us is Miss Carolina Hernandez, a proud graduate of the Business Magnet Center class of 2006. After studying entrepreneurship and finance at UNT, she turned her skills and passions into Luis Gloria painting, a luxury residential creativity, business knowledge, and leadership. Her career shows how combining creativity, business knowledge, and leadership can lead to lasting success. Ms. Hernandez, welcome back to Townview. We are so excited to have you here with us. Is there anything you would like to say before we get started?
well, thank you all for having me and for allowing me this space that you all have created. I'm so very proud of each and every one of you. Just being in this light and being in this, back in this building, it just brings back so many memories.
Is there any memories that stand out to you?
Lots. So I was a total geek, and I was so very proud to be in BMC. I don't know if that's still the thing, but when my friends knew that I was coming here, they're like, "Oh, that's the smart people's school," and they would make fun of me. They would actually make fun of me, and I remember two of my friends said, "I think one of these days we're gonna be working for you because you have that boss mentality." And I said, "Yes, you guys are gonna be working for me," but just being here, it's amazing. Just brings back so many great memories.
Did you always wanted to come here?
Did I always want to come here to
Yeah.
the school? Yes. Like, I think I went to Greiner for middle school, and I knew that I wanted to go to business. Like, when I knew Townview was it, I was like, I want to go to Townview, and I was terrified to not get in. So Townview was my first choice, and then Skyline was my second choice. But I was so blessed and grateful to have gotten in.
yeah, how did you think BMC helped you pursue your career?
So many things. Not as much as the everyday learning that you guys see. Sometimes I'm sure you guys are like, how the heck are we going to be using this like later in our lives? But it teaches you a lot about grit and repetition, discipline, and habit stacking, right? So if you have good habits and you learn to stack them now, it's going to be so much more easier for you guys to be successful down in the future, right? If you have like the getting up early down and not procrastinating down. Yeah, see, I see some smiles. If you have those habits in place now, it's going to be so much easier for you when you go out into the real world and you don't have your mom, your dad, your step-parents, your grandparents, whoever your support system is behind you and telling you what to do because you've got it down. So that's what BMC did for me. It really laid down a foundation of habit stacking, discipline, and grit. Like, if I was failing, or not failing because I didn't fail, but if I was, falling behind, I knew that I could reach out to my teachers. Like, they were going to be there for tutoring. They wanted to see me succeed, right? So that support system, too. And then the biggest thing that I learned from being here is your surroundings, right? If you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th, If you surround yourself with 5 winners, you're going to be the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 losers, you're going to be the 6th, right? So that was one of the biggest things that helped me, is just surrounding myself with people that had great ambitions, great goals, and just had a different vision for how their life was going to play out. And that helped me more than maybe, marketing 101 or whatever it is. That helps too. But there's other things that come with being in this environment that lay a foundation for your future.
Was there a certain person that kind of sparked your interest in business?
So my dad was always a businessman. And my dad always told me, hey, if you're going to go have a job, there will always be a glass ceiling, right? Like there will always be, this is how much you can be paid. If you own a business, there is no glass ceiling. Like there is no limit to how much you can earn. You can buy a business and 10x that business, 100x that business, sell the business and become a millionaire, billionaire, whatever it is. So I knew like, okay, that's the key, is owning your own business. I didn't know what kind of business I was going to own, but I knew that at a very early age that I was going to own a business.
Is there any challenge that you encountered here at BMC, and how did you overcome that?
I think one of the challenges that I came across was I had enough credits to graduate early. And it meant going to summer school every year that I was here. So I went to summer school my freshman year, sophomore year, and I did end up graduating my junior year because I was like, you know what? I just want to go ahead and get started with the adult life early on. Something that in hindsight now I regret, but that it was a challenge in the sense that I was very busy all the time. And my friends, again, they were like, what are you doing? This is like party time. And I didn't see it that way. And the way I overcame that was, again, surrounding myself with a great support system. The teachers were very supportive. My counselor was amazing and telling me, hey, you need so many credits and you should apply to this scholarship. You should apply here and there. So when I went on to college, like I paid some of my college and some of my scholarships, but I didn't have any debt. I didn't have any student debt. So that was all thanks to my counselors and my support system here at Townview.
You said you regretted it. Why?
Did I what?
You said you regretted it?
I regretted it in the sense that I missed out on a lot of relationships that because I graduated early, they kind of, like, I just moved on, and I moved on too fast, I think, to where I didn't, get to enjoy some of those high school years as I should have. You have the rest of your life to be an adult, and I didn't catch that then until I was out, and I was like, oh man, like there is no summer school, there is no like fun after this, right? It's just grind and working and having a family for the rest of your life. So you have the rest of your life to do adulting. You only have 4 years to do high school, and that's something that in hindsight I was like, probably should have enjoyed it more.
You mentioned your support system here at BMC. Are there any specific teachers or counselors that you want to shout out or name?
I don't recall my counselor, although she did help me a lot. But I remember Miss Bob, and I don't know if she's still here, but she was a 9th grade teacher. She was like fresh. She was very strict. And that's the other thing. Like, it's not going to be your easy teachers that let you get by with everything, that don't care if you turn in your work or not. It's going to be the hard teachers that make you who you're going to be, right? It's going to be the ones that are after you, the ones that don't take crap, the ones that don't take late work. Miss Bob was one of those. I remember she told me something that stuck with me the rest of my life. She said, whatever is worth doing, do it right. If it's taking out the trash, you be the best person that takes out the trash. You be the best person that lays that next liner on that trash can. If it's creating this podcast, right? Like, you guys be the best podcast people that there is, and da-da-da-da-da. Whatever it is, whatever's worth doing, do it right. Like, don't do anything halfway there or mediocre, because everybody's out there doing that. You guys need to be that top 1%, because 99% of the people are just doing things to get by.
I guess moving on to adulthood, what inspired you to combine painting with real estate and investments in your career?
So when I graduated UNT, I was actually aiming for accounting, like accounting, finance, corporate world. My vision was always corporate world. I never thought about owning a painting company. That just happened because I was hired to do the bookkeeping for this painting company. And again, like Miss Bob in my head, right? Anything worth doing, do it right. I got super involved in learning the ins and outs of that business. And I created value to that business to where they noticed, like, hey, if we lose her, like, we're going to be in trouble. So I was able to develop a relationship with my then boss, and things really just gave themselves. But what I'm saying is I didn't go in thinking, okay, this is what I'm gonna go after, a painting company. Like, that was not in my wildest dreams. It's not the glamorous life. Like, you see me dressed up today, but most of the time I'm in jeans, in the job site, construction zones, and I'm probably the only girl there, and it's all just men, right? So after we got into being profitable from the painting company, I was paying a lot of taxes and profits. And back then it was President Trump, his first term. And I had heard, well, he's not paying taxes, and he's in real estate, right? Like, how is he doing this? And I went into there and figured out how he was doing these legible tax write-offs. And I was like, okay, well, I need to educate myself in that. And I went into real estate in that way. We bought one rental house, 2 houses. Right now we have like 18 rental houses, a commercial building. I've flipped a commercial building. I've flipped houses. We have rentals. So that's a different business, just from having one problem led to, okay, well, here's a solution to that problem. And that's how most businesses will evolve and become about, because you have a problem, right? So you get really good at problem solving in the business world. And sometimes you can profit, not sometimes, most of the time you can profit from those problems if you do it right.
Is there a favorite memory?
Is there what?
A favorite memory?
A favorite memory from here?
No, while you were like at your construction stuff.
Oh, construction. I get to meet really cool people, because I don't just do painting for like your everyday houses. Like, I have the blessing and pleasure of painting for very wealthy people. So I get to come across really cool CEOs, NFL players, baseball players. I don't think I can say who I painted these houses for because I signed an NDA, but I was going to say, just get to meet really, really cool people. That's one of my favorite things, that every project is different. And just like you guys get to have visitors come here, I get to meet really, really cool people in my everyday job.
That's cool.
So, what would you say, like, is the biggest challenge in your business?
The biggest challenge, so the blessing and the curse of working for very wealthy individuals is they are very particular, and most always come with tight deadlines. So it is a matter of, I don't care how you do it, just get it done by this date. That most of the time is very not normal and not under normal circumstances, and we have to go above and beyond just to make those deadlines. So it could be both ways.
So I got another question. What would you say is your stance on AI in art?
AI. The sooner any business implements AI, the better. I use AI on a bunch of already, like how I send out my contracts, how I word things, how I do my SOPs, which are your standard operation procedures. Implementing systems and processes in my business have been very AI integrated. So there's a lot of opportunity for people attaining new businesses that are from people that are retiring that are not very good at integrating technology. That's where the new youth generation can come in and make those businesses boom.
How do you maintain high standards? Because you work with a lot of wealthy people, and you mentioned like they're very particular. How do you maintain the high standards of craftsmanship even as your business grows?
So we've been able to do that by really working on the culture that we have in our business. We have very defined core values. So our number one core value is the client, our customer. Customer's number one, right? Because without a paying customer, we wouldn't have anything. So we go above and beyond to make that client happy. Number two is excellence. Anything and everything we do with excellence. From where we pick up the phone to where we start covering and protecting the house to how we end that project, we try and do it with excellence. And then the third is integrity and professionalism. So integrity is what you do when no one's watching, right? And professionalism, the way we comport ourselves, the way we dress ourselves, the way we present ourselves to our clients and to the surrounding trades. So giving those core values over and over and over to our team members really solidifies what the expectations are to be a team member in our company. And just having that definition constantly like grilling them, right? Like these are the top 3 core values. These are our core values. People that don't align themselves with those core values tend to filter themselves out. And they're like, yeah, you guys are too much for me. And they go on down the road. And that's fine because we don't want them if they can't be aligned. If there's no alignment, then they need to move down the road.
What are some processes do you have to take before you start painting?
Some of the processes?
Yeah.
So we do a lot of documentation, right? When we enter a home, we'll take pictures of what the home looks like before we go in there, just to make sure, like, hey, there was already a stain on the floor, or there was already a carpet that was stained or whatnot. That's one of the key processes. And then also there's also administrative processes and then on the field processes that need to go hand in hand so that both have alignment and there's a synergy there. Like, oh, hey, I need the color schedule. What am I going to paint these walls in? What am I going to paint this ceiling in? Okay, well, the admin is providing that information to the job site so that we have a cohesive project.
How are you able to, I guess, juggle the demands of both having a painting firm and legacy funds?
Lots of help. Lots of help. I don't ever claim to do this on my own. I have a team of people. At home. I have a house manager that takes care of the house, my kids. My husband works in all businesses with me, so we are very aligned in teamwork. My mom is amazing, and like if my kids I'm running late somewhere, my mom is quick to take them to piano, to soccer, whatever it is that they're having. I think most of you all here are Hispanic and can relate to like having moms around and watching. I don't know if you guys have had your moms watch somebody's siblings or somebody's neighbors, and that is like key in our culture, that just moms are amazing in that sense that they're just so giving with their time and feeding us and giving us taking care of us when we're sick. As a matter of fact, my son woke up sick this morning and my mom is taking care of him. So, I don't make any claims to do any of the things I do on my own. The key is a team. Mm-hmm. And my mom is like the key player in my team because she just makes it all happen.
Kind of moving to the future part, where do you see your businesses in 5 to 10 years from now?
That is a trick question because I keep going back and forth on it. Whether I want to expand more services to my painting company is definitely a given, but it is one of my goals to acquire 2 more businesses. So one of the things that I don't think a lot of people know is that just like you buy a house, you can buy a business. And that is one of my goals, is to run the numbers this year, and know that I can acquire 2 businesses to my portfolio.
But what advice would you give to someone who wants to start their own business?
Find a mentor. Find a mentor, and quick. You can get, you can start at any company that piques your interest. If you can, like I said, if you can start taking the trash out for them, and you're the best at taking out the trash, they're gonna take notice. Do internships. There's people that want to get paid so quick, and you guys are like, well, how much am I gonna get paid? Don't look at it like that. When you start your first jobs, it's about learning. It's about, you're literally getting paid is the cherry on top. Is you guys are learning from an entrepreneur. You guys are learning from a supervisor. You guys are learning for free. That's what they teach you in college is theory. What you learn in a business, that's real life experience. You guys get to see real life challenges, real life trials. So find a mentor. That's what I did with my painting company. The owner of the business was the best painter in town, but he lacked the business skills. So I brought those business skills to the table. I brought the technology to the table. And then he was able to do his painting thing as I was learning the product knowledge and the systems and the processes. But I was absorbing all of that from him because I wasn't afraid to learn something new and provide value. So that's the biggest take, is find a mentor.
Sorry. What kind of impact do you hope to leave on your community?
I want to give back to Townview. I am actually in the works with Miss Sanders to be able to provide some kind of mentorship program for the seniors and the girls. Not the boys are still welcome. But my heart is in the girls.
So looking back on your journey, what are some things you wish that people would remember about you?
The giving back. So it's not a lot of the I see generational wealth and legacy. So one of my other companies is called Legatum, and it's Latin for legacy. And I believe that is the point of life, right? What are we going to leave behind? And my thing is making a difference in people's lives. It's not going to be the money that I leave behind. It's not going to be any of that. It's useful. I'm going to say it's not, but changing someone's lives is a lot more rewarding for me than the monetary equation of that.
Kind of to go to our signature question, if you can go back and give advice to your high school self, what would it be?
I'd probably stay another year. Hang in there another year, and I probably would have been valedictorian or salutatorian had I stayed another year. But aside from that, I would tell myself to just enjoy and celebrate my achievements more.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez, for sharing your journey with us today. From your days at the Business Magnet Center to building Gloria painting and leading legacy funds, your story is a great example of how ambition, skill, and determination can open doors and create lasting impact. Your experience shows today's students that what is possible when they pursue their goals with confidence and dedication. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. This is the goal of the SBM 50 and TMC 30 Alumni Series, to highlight graduates who continue to inspire and make a difference. Be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next episode. Until next time, this has been KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. Stay awesome.
Thank you for listening to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
My radio station.
We hope you enjoyed the great content and great discussion, all from a student's perspective. Make sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest updates at KSBM_TVT or on Facebook at KSBM Radio.
Add them on Facebook.
Check them on Facebook.
Take care.